Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, a Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen when the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback. It's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing I don't know if it's a documentary or actors are in it.
I
think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show?
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter?
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why, though?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing? And now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. A couple of goofy things. We'll start with the football. Pittsburgh Dolphins had too many men on the field. One guy couldn't get off the field in time. They snapped the ball on 4th down, so Pittsburgh gets a first down. Dolphins, they're turning into the Dolphins. And then we talked Ottawa. You know, they pulled the goalie, right, with 3 minutes left. I told you lower scoring game. They do.
I told you.
Yeah, they scored the
We told you.
goal.
There would be a goal. I thought Miami just potentially had an interception, but they didn't. But yeah, we got a 2-2 game right now. And for the record, I think Ottawa are going to win now. I think Ottawa will finish it off. Oftentimes, the team that scores the late goal wins the game. Even though they're going to be somewhat happy, they just got a point out of this. If you're Winnipeg, you know, the bubble was just sort of burst in the last minute of the game. It's rare that teams score when they pull the goalie. It's more often that the other team scores in the empty net. But Ottawa pulled the goalie and actually scored pretty quickly, too. So, yeah, we got a 2-2 game with under a minute left. It's a pick 'em right now, minus 115 on both sides. I say the Ottawa Senators win the game. And, yeah, the Dolphins are starting to dolphin up, huh? Like, it's wild. Like, they played well, but their offense sucks suddenly. Tua can't do anything. And they're going to get a stop. They're going to get the ball back, and they can't get off the field in time. And credit to Aaron Rodgers for being smart enough and the vet move, Scott, that he saw that Miami were not getting off the field on time. And because they weren't, I was like, what the hell? They're going for it on their own 35-yard line? No. He saw that there was somebody on the field still. It was smart of him.
Yeah. That's, you're a smart quarterback. You do stuff like that, right? Simple as that. And if you're not, you give up those opportunities. So they got.
It's the little things, man.
So it is the little things.
Little things. One play here, one play there. Yeah. Especially for the Dolphins tonight. You played so well, right? You give up a touchdown with 17 seconds left. You give up a quick touchdown. Like I talk about it all the time, man. Late goals, late touchdowns, and early in the period, in the quarter, late in the quarter, are killers, Scott. I mean, look at this game. Miami were leading 3-0 for basically 29 minutes and 30 seconds, Scott. More even. Yeah. They were leading 3-0 for basically a half an hour, 30 minutes of football. They give up like 2 quick plays. They're losing 14-3, just like that. Yeah. And I just give up another big first down. This game's done for Miami.
Wow. Yeah, the defense can only hold them for so long. The defense did their fair share tonight. But you know what? We gave you half, guys.
Oh, they've been on the field all night. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, I don't know what the plays are now, but it was 2-1 before, basically, when we looked. And the Dolphins have had the ball one possession. Pittsburgh's had it 2 now, so it's got to be even more lopsided in favor of Pittsburgh. Team stats. Let's see. Dolphin time of possession, 14 minutes, and Pittsburgh's on 24.
20. Yeah.
10 more.
That's like seriously. Now plays, guys. 44 to 23.
Really
one team's read 44 plays. The other team, to do the math. Like, how do you think the team with 23 plays is going to do? Unless you have an explosive offense. The Bills actually set a record in the Super Bowl by scoring a point a minute, and they lost the game against the New York Giants when they missed the field goal. The Bills only had the ball for 19 minutes in the game. 41 minutes for the Giants. The Bills scored 19 points in 19 minutes.
Wow.
It was 41, yeah. Yeah, O.J. Anderson just kept running the ball and killing the clock all night. That's how they won. People talk about the field goal, but the Bills couldn't stop the run. That's why they lost that game.
Yeah. And I always go back to third down play. They were in field goal range, and it did. I think they ran the ball. I know it was something real conservative. And I remember saying, man, you guys are settling for 45, 46, 47, whatever yard field goal. Throw the ball down the field. And
there was one. They were worried about time. I've spoken to all of them. Thurman Thomas told me a story, the story that they knew basically about Norwood. Norwood from 45 yards in on grass could make it. But anything after 45 became shaky on grass for him. The Bills used to kick on AstroTurf, etc. So, they kind of knew it was 45 yards. And there was 13 seconds left, 9 seconds, whatever. And they were in the huddle. And Thurman Thomas told Jim Kelly, wow, Miami came so close to picking it off, and instead it turns into a touchdown. DK Metcalf. Wow.
That is
you can't make this up. And there's game, set, match.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of confidence in Tua manning a bunch of drives coming back here for us.
No. Wow.
Just like that, 28-yard touchdown. It came really close to getting intercepted twice, too. Once it hit the ground, they nearly picked it off. This time, Buddy came flying in. He just missed it. DK Metcalf catches it, and he's big. Metcalf, he bounced off everybody into the end zone.
Yeah. You look at the passes of Aaron Rodgers, by the way, even his incompletion there. It's smooth, it's spiral, it's perfect. You can see some zip on it. He's 41 years old, 42, whatever the heck he is. And then
these old guys can still throw it. They just can't move around. But they can still throw it. The arm strength is still there. They can zing it.
Yeah.
Oh, he throws. That's the whole thing with him, man. Like you said, that was old school Rodgers. That bullet, had 2,000 spins on it, rotations by the time it got to Metcalf. Rodgers, just spun it and really ripped it in there. You got to give him credit. Steelers are making plays when they have to. Miami's defense so close yet so far. Like I said on that play, Buddy just missed deflecting it.
Yeah, and I thought there was going to be another play. How did he score on this? He went through 4 guys after he caught it at the 10-yard line.
That's 2 more catches for Metcalf. I played under 3.5. Yeah. I got to bite the bullet on this. 1 more catch beats me. You got to believe Pittsburgh will start running the ball, which, you know what, we should take a look at Pittsburgh props moving forward. They're going to run the ball now, right? They've got control of the game. Rodgers is putting a masterpiece together, though. 19 to 22, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tua, 6 of 9, Scott. 6 of 9 for 65 yards.
Wow. Just nothing. Just
65. Come on, dude. You give him 65 yards he can't throw the ball.
Shedeur Sanders threw for more than that. Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, in 20-mile-an-hour winds in Chicago. Yeah. It was actually cold out, too. It was bad, in Chicago. It was cold. It's just, how can you win if your quarterback is 6 of 9, Scott, for 65 yards? Unless you're the quarterback, you're Blake Horvath of Navy. Honestly, this is military academy quarterback numbers.
Yeah. How that guy survives, man, you talk about Achane getting the ball a lot, right? He's 90% of the Navy offense. That dude runs, throws. I mean, he is their entire team. How he doesn't get killed running the ball as much as he does.
The Army quarterback too. The Army quarterback was, man. Instead of, they talked about it during the game. The Army quarterback got lit the F up once, like right near the goal line. He was going in, and it's like they brought up, the military academy quarterbacks, they don't slide, Scott. These guys take hits. Like the kid from Army, though, really got smoked. That was a wild game. That was, heartbreaker for Army. Same thing. They controlled the entire game and ended up losing 17-16.
Yeah.
They covered the number, but
they really played well. Yeah, they covered the number. And a game with another under. I tried to outsmart it. I got to tell you, I admit.
Yeah.
And it looked good. You get 7-7 early on.
Me too. No, it was actually sailing along. All the early turnovers were helping. And you know what hurt? They got stuffed on the goal line once, right? Somebody got stuffed. There was a couple of just sort of long drives that we didn't get anything out of that were frustrating. But in-game total has skyrocketed to 36.5 right now in this game. I don't see it. I don't see where it's coming from personally. Like, that's another 2 touchdowns, right? 14 will get you to 37 with the extra points. Like, really? Let's say Pittsburgh score one more time. Right. I don't know if there's 2 more touchdowns here.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to probably need one from out of Miami, but we haven't seen anything that makes you think they're going to go 75 yards.
I need Achane to make a big play here because I'm on the under. I can sort of, I can get out of this game, like, still with some profit here, but I need Achane to start racking up some yards. They got to get him the damn ball.
I like Gabriel over 70.5. He's got 60 right now.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen. When the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback, it's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing I don't know if it's a documentary or actors are in it.
It's got
I think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show?
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter?
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why, though?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing? And now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Well, if you watch sports long enough, you generally speaking, you'll see something new every once in a while, Gabe. I've never seen a team have minus 22 yards for an entire quarter. And barring the Dolphins getting the ball back because they're about to punt, that's what they're going to have. Tua just got sacked for 12 yards. They were minus 10 before that. Or 11 yards, I guess they're going to give it. But the Dolphins are going to have minus 20, 21 yards in the third quarter.
Does Tua Does he understand the sport? You're supposed to go forward, not backwards.
I don't think so.
Like, I've never seen a pro quarterback go backwards as much as him.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, so on one of the passes on second down, they try to pass to Waddle. He threw it to a linebacker. On the third down, he rolls out, he buys time, and ends up just losing a bunch of yards and doesn't throw it to anybody. Like, you're losing 21-3. You figure, all right, at this point, whatever. Maybe we get a PI. I'll throw it up here, make a play. No, I'll just eat the sack, Scott. Like, he's the type of guy that would throw it out of bounds on fourth down. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's one of those type of dudes. So,
right.
Like, if anything, this is just an exposure that you cannot bring this guy back. Like, this is bad. Like, this is like so much so that if you're on the team, like, you have to start to get mad about it. You know what I mean? Like, if we're like, what's the even point if you're a wide receiver of lining up? Like, he can't throw it past the Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, it's bad.
My pecking order, changed. It used to be, okay, GM out, head coach out, Tua out. Now it has flipped. I'd rather have McDaniel come back and not Tua come back because I don't think Tua is salvageable. I've seen enough Dolphin games. This is not, that's why I kept on, telling people, yeah, they beat Buffalo. Give them credit, but Josh Allen had a couple of strange turnovers there. Otherwise, maybe they would have lost that game. But they beat them. All right. But then the next three were just the absolute worst. And the Dolphins aren't the absolute worst. I tell people that about a 500, like a Dallas Cowboy team. When you're 500, you can't just forget about those wins. It tells you you're capable of winning some games. But you just tend to kind of harp on the losses when you're a 500 team. Same thing with the Dolphins. Yeah, they'll beat the lousy teams. I'm not saying they're the New York Jets or the New Orleans Saints or the Tennessee Titans, but they're not a playoff team. They're a 500 team that when they face bad teams, they'll win. And when they face mediocre to good teams like Pittsburgh is, mediocre, maybe they win their division. They just don't compete against those guys. But
the team has showed up, right? Their quarterback doesn't.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's just, you know what I mean? Like, you can't ask much more. Yeah, they're starting to wear out a little bit, and the Steelers have made a couple of plays, but the Dolphins' defense played their hearts out tonight. Yeah. At some point, you know what I mean? If the offense goes 3 and out repeatedly over and over and over again, eventually the defense is going to break. And that's what's happened now. The defense is just breaking down.
Yeah. Is there any – maybe that's why that over-under game, honestly, is 36.5, because they realize – the Dolphins' defense is not making any more stops. And a 3-score game, Pittsburgh is still in
34.5 now.
Trying to score, yeah. I bet they
Which doesn't really change. Well, I guess 35. 40. It doesn't really change much. I got to be honest with you. I don't think Miami are scoring again.
Here's how bad it is, Gabe. We've done this enough times, right? You look at the team's quarterback that's losing, right? And they'll make it 100, 150 yards second half when you're down because you're going to throw. Tua is at 65. Yeah. His number is 136.5. Not even 70
That feels
yards.
Too high. I'm not even betting it. I bet this prop eye every game almost. I don't want any part of it. Nothing. I'm going to bet the under guys here right now, 34.5. I'm going under. This game is done. Like, Pittsburgh are going to run the ball here. Like, I don't think Miami can score a touchdown. I don't have confidence in Tua to march them down the field.
Yeah. That's the only regret I have. I got Pittsburgh. I got the parlay with the under. I hit on the Washington one. H.N., I need a couple of more yards receiving out of him. The one that scared me was Tua's numbers, like 189 or 188.5. And I was like, that's a little too low. But I kicked myself now because he's not getting 190 yards. Maybe he gets to 137, but he's not getting to 190, I'll tell you that. So
now what happens? So they get a stop. They got to stop the Dolphins, but there's a penalty, like way late. Like what's the penalty for here? You got to be kidding me.
Don't tell me it's
you can't make this up. Miami gets the stop. How many times am I going to say that tonight? Like, this team. Like, I can't, like, what was I like? What am I doing? Seriously. They get the stop. They get off the field, and they get a taunting penalty after.
Oh.
You're losing 21-3. I don't see the taunting, though. Like, I didn't see anyone really do anything. That's not taunting, man. Dude, watch the replay. Like, what's the ref doing? Like, watch. He stood up and looked at him. That's not taunting. That's not taunting.
That's that letter of the law, Gabe. That's after the play is over, right? I haven't seen the play. I'm always a minute behind you there, so I'm assuming it came after the play was over. Right?
Yeah, it was. It was after the play. You're right. So it should be. I never understood that either. It's like, all right, then tack it on to the punt or whatever after. Like after you know what I mean? Like
it would still be fourth down. I guess. Yeah, it would be fourth down. Yeah, okay.
It's fourth down.
If it happened on fourth down, then it would have been after the change of possession, but it happens after the third down. So yeah, all right, never mind. So
you can't make it up. But listen. He shouldn't have done it.
You're down to 18.
You're losing 21-3.
Yeah, who are you taunting?
Like you're losing 21-3. So what, you made a play on third down? Big deal. Like, so you made one play and you want to, but he didn't really do much, Scott. He did the old, he got up and sort of stared down at him. Like, that's not a penalty, man.
Yeah. That's the official saying, listen, we gave you 3 quarters. We're getting the hell out of here. It's 5 below.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's just... They've called a lot of garbage taunting penalties this year. I understand they don't want the slit throats and all that type of stuff. Right. And like, they don't want like gang signals and they didn't want people pointing, the gun stuff, like the finger guns. Really? A guy stands up and sort of, looks down at a player like that's a flag. It was pretty fast. I don't like that. It's just ridiculous. Dude, they get
moved actually.
You watch it, Scott. That's not real. That's not taunting, bro. It's not taunting. Freiermuth was talking smack to him. Like, whatever, dude. Yeah. Like, it's a football game. That's not taunting, Scott. That's ridiculous, that penalty.
Yeah, that is a bad point. That is a bad point. All right, we'll come it up.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen when the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback. It's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing I don't know if it's a documentary or like actors are in it.
It's got
I think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show?
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter?
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why, though?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing? And now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe getting set to start the 4th quarter. We'll welcome in Brady Cannon here in a second, but I just want to bring this up because we were talking about phantom calls, Gabe, and everything else, right? I don't know if you saw on Twitter this weekend. Did you see the high school kid and the high school game where the team lost? Final play of the game, right?
There was so many wild stuff.
Not the Hail Mary one. There were 2 of them. One, there was a Hail Mary.
No, there's been like There's been like 7. It's almost like there's a million of them. Almost every state championship game had some weird ending to it. But yeah,
this one
that was the
third
Louisiana
down.
championship one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that was it. Like third down, they take a knee or whatever, ball game over, right? So one of the offensive linemen takes his helmet off to celebrate. Game over, right? So the official calls a penalty.
He threw his helmet in the air.
Like 15, 20 seconds left, even though the clock is just rolling off. And they made him go fourth down. They have to punt. The punt is blocked, and the next kick is a field goal, and the other team wins the game. I mean, just you see some crazy things. You do. So the taunting one there. Just wanted to throw
That kid
out
is going to be that was the Louisiana State Championship. That kid is going to be haunted for life by that. Right? It wasn't just him. He threw the helmet, but he sort of, they all started celebrating. Like basically,
game's over.
He got the penalty because he threw the helmet. Like after he threw the helmet in the air, but if you saw. Basically, half the team ran off the field and started running into the stands, and they jumped into the stands, and it was chaos on the sidelines. And the referee threw the penalty. Yeah, and they had to come back out, and they ended up the punt got tipped and deflected. Yeah, it was one of those. Just there was a lot of weird endings to these title games with the high school championship weekend. It was fun stuff.
Brady Cannon joins us, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time on the grid. What's going on, Brady? I don't know if we're going to get a crazy ending to this one. 21-3, we start the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh with the ball at the Miami 29-yard line. Where were you before, and where would you go now, if anywhere?
On one contest card, I had the Dolphins plus, excuse me, plus 3.5. I'm allergic to this ending right here. I had the Dolphins plus 3.5 on another contest card. I had the Steelers minus 3.5 on a personal bet. I had the Steelers plus 3.5 on a teaser, the second leg of a teaser with the Vikings. So it looks like that one's going to come in, hopefully, if this thing holds up. But, I think any bets on the Dolphins at this point, I think are cooked. I mean, once again, I believe we may have talked about it last week, guys, maybe on Thursday or something, when we were looking ahead a little bit, wondering if that storyline of Tua can't win in frigid temperatures, apparently it remains true, because I didn't think it was going to be the case. Tua and the passing game has not been as much of a part of the offense as of late. And, it's really been about Devon Achane.
Well, how can you be an NFL quarterback?
Right,
how can you be an NFL quarterback and play in the AFC East if you can't play, you can't complete a pass? Forget about playing in the cold. You got to be able to complete a pass. I mean, these are Army-Navy numbers.
Son. Have you seen 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers? I think he's almost 41.
Yeah.
His ball that he throws is still better than a ball that Tua has ever thrown. I mean, he can still sling it. And Tua really, some of the passes he's thrown tonight, just like wounded ducks. Not a good performance. But, it looks like the Dolphins, Scott, I know you're a Dolphins fan. It looks like the Dolphins we saw 6 or 7 weeks ago.
Yeah. They had the easy schedule. They ran roughshod through those teams. They all looked good. Bought into the Dolphin mantra again. Oh, we're going to make the playoffs. I never did. And it's hard rooting against your favorite team. It really is. But I just as soon have them lose these last 4 games and clear house and get Tua out there. And, I'm glad this is happening on national TV so the whole world can see this, that he's just not a good quarterback. The other player, I like the team.
Not.
But he's just not. He's just not at this point. He
really doesn't have it. No.
It's now 55-26 plays run. 55 plays for the Steelers to 26 plays run for the Miami Dolphins. 26 offensive plays. Why bother even showing up?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be a team that rushes the football. If you're running the football, you should have a lot more plays than that.
Yeah.
Achane hasn't touched the ball in the second half.
Nope, he hasn't. I think for him to get it more often, and he's getting
right.
it.
He should. Yeah, right.
Crazy. All right, check more plays, more angles, and maybe we get next week's game with Brady when we come back to Game Live.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, a Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen. When the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback, it's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing like I don't know if it's a documentary or like actors are in it.
It's got
I think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show?
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter?
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why, though?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing and now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. And really, for only the first time, I think, tonight, while we were away, we got some points being scored. Touchdown, Jonnu Smith, 14-yard touchdown run. Not a pass for the tight end. So it's now 28-3. And if it wasn't over beforehand, Brady, 13 minutes left. It's certainly over as far as the game, who's going to win or lose. You know, the over-under is just still up for grabs. Normally I'd like to go with the losing team, but I'll throw it to you. Is there anything you want to play? Any Dolphins? You want to play any Steelers? They get the ball back. I'll say with up 25. If the Dolphins don't score, I don't know how many starters are still going to be left in the game. So I would caution anyone, playing Pittsburgh Steeler props right now. But where do you want to go with this game, if anywhere?
Well, you would think, the Dolphins are going to at least get a garbage touchdown or something like that. Maybe even a garbage 10 points or something like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, they have looked so poor. How about the last play when Tua took a sack? It's like you had so much time to get rid of the ball and just throw it away, and you took a sack for a loss of 14 yards or something like that. I mean, that's just bad play. They haven't looked this bad in a long time. I'd probably play over the total, though. 38.5 is your in-game number. I don't think we're quite done scoring yet. Miami might get some garbage points, but Pittsburgh might put another touchdown on the board.
I think if it goes over, it's Pittsburgh that does it. I wouldn't expect Miami. I wouldn't expect Miami now
might
to
not score another point. I mean, how bad is that?
They scored
points. Woo.
They scored a field goal. I mean, they scored 1 field goal tonight. I don't see where it's going to come from now. And now it's, now if you're ever going to tap out in a game, they've tapped out. The defense is just beaten down, worn out now. It's blown up on them. It's amazing, though. Like I said earlier, the Dolphins had the lead or were tied in this football game, Brady, for 29 minutes and 37 seconds, essentially. The Pittsburgh scored with 17 seconds left in the first half. They scored immediately to start the second half, and the game was over. Just like that, right? It was just penny wise, pound crazy. They played really well in the first half, and it just blew up on them.
Yeah. Unless the Dolphins, they're down 25. Let's say they get the, touchdown. Down 25, that would cut it to 19. Would they go for 2 to make it a 17-point game? Otherwise, if the answer to is no, then I don't think you're getting two more scores. But they might, right, Gabe? I mean, that's the only way I think you're going to get over 38.5 right now, because you're at 31, so a touchdown brings it to 38. It would be the Dolphins going for 2. But I don't think you're getting 2 more scores, especially if the Dolphins don't score here. Pittsburgh will just chew up clock, and maybe they get a touchdown, make it 35.
You really believe Miami are capable of scoring twice, like on a way that they score a touchdown and then a 2-point conversion? I don't have a lot of confidence in that.
Maybe
but
once.
I do think they would go for the 2. No, but I'm saying not even 2 scores. I'm saying a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I don't think they would be able to pull it off. I don't have enough confidence in them for that.
Yeah. So they just locked it up. So we'll see what happens. All right. So there you go. 28-3. Over under 38.5. I still
they dumped it off to HN, and he picked up like 16, 17. Maybe we can hit the HN prop on the way out here.
Yeah. I hit my over 25.5 yards receiving that HN. So that's looking
he's been a bright spot for Miami, really. I mean, there's been a couple of sacks of Aaron Rodgers in the first half. And first half, like to your point, Gabe, how long that Miami was either tied or in the lead of this game was a long time. This second half has been a disaster.
Houston and Denver are on TV right now. NBA. That's where it's actually a better game. Like, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It really is.
54-49 for Denver.
Huh? Is that going to be your AFC championship? Houston and Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I figured I felt like I haven't worn this in a long time. Figured I'd roll out the old school Houston Oilers, show some love.
I thought maybe you were celebrating your Buffalo Bills there.
No, it's an old school Warren Moon, jersey. I came neutral tonight with this, but I've said it all along. I believe, Brady, that the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos will play in the AFC Conference Championship game. But what do you think about the Thursday nighter big-time game for the Seahawks and the Rams? We're talking, it's wild that the winner guys will be the 1 seed, like would be the 1 seed after the game. The loser would be the 5 seed. It's that crazy that you go from potentially having a bye to potentially, no, we're just a 5 seed wild card team. The stakes could not be higher. Devontae Adams is going to be out, Brady. What do you think of that game right now?
It's kind of like the Chicago Bears in the NFC. They're kind of feast or famine with every game they win or lose. They could be almost knocked out of the playoffs if they lose a couple games here.
Yeah, it's wild. I know. The Bears are the 1 seed 1 week, and the next week is if we lose, we're on the outside looking in.
I was just saying earlier tonight, I think, Patrick Mahomes is out, and I don't like injury upon anybody, but the Chiefs are not in the playoffs. And I mean, we got all kinds of new blood. You get the Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Denver Broncos. I think this playoffs are going to be especially exciting in the NFL this year. As far as the Thursday night game, obviously same season revenge for the Seattle Seahawks here. I do believe the Rams are the better team. Now, you mentioned Adams. Is it confirmed he's not going to play?
No. Well, Sean McVay's exact words were, it doesn't look good.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as not just this week, as far as the injury as a whole. Right? Yeah, he already had the hamstring issue, right? I think they mean, it's not good. Like he could be out for a while. He's considered week to week right now. Week to week. He's not playing Thursday.
Hamstrings are not good. You're right. He's probably not playing Thursday. Hamstrings take a minute to recover, but you'd have to believe he'd be available for the playoffs. I think the Rams are the better team. One thing I like about the Rams, we like to be enamored with their offense. Their defense is really good too. And you wouldn't have guessed that playing against the Lions, but we know the Lions have a great offense as well. That defense is really good. And I think that defense can put the clamps on a Seattle offense that, doesn't have really much of a running game. You think about Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, and they actually don't produce great numbers. It's really more of the passing game. I think they can be defensed. I think McVay can put together a game plan defensively that can slow them down quite a bit. Now, the hard part is going against that Seattle defense, which is absolutely legit. The point spread feels right on to me. It's basically a pick 'em game. Boy, I would probably lean the Rams, guys. I don't know. That feels like a little bit of the square side, just going with the team that looks better on the eyeball
They
test.
have owned Seattle. Darren Waller
Sure.
touchdown. So Miami actually scores a touchdown now after all this.
How about that?
And they are going for
I
two.
think the Rams are the better team. I think McVay is a better coach. I would lean with them. And
I got to tell you,
the
original total's coming into play now in this game. Like one more touchdown and this game goes over suddenly.
Right, right. The other thing about this game, guys, is now I'm losing my train of thought here. The same season revenge. Oh, that was it. If people look back to that original matchup, I don't know what it was 5 weeks ago or so with Seattle and the Rams in LA. That game really wasn't as close as the final score. The Rams let them back in, kind of took their foot off the gas and let Seattle come back and almost won the game. But the Rams really dominated that game for the most part.
That was the 5 turnover game from Darnold. This is a damning game.
Which says a lot
Darnold
as well.
Yeah. If he doesn't have a good game, win, lose, or draw, then it's right. You talk about seeing ghosts coming back to haunt him.
He's got to be. He's got to be on his game, or otherwise they will not have a chance.
Yeah. So, all right, touchdown Dolphins. Did they go for 2? They did. Did they get it, Gabe? I don't see the result yet. No, they did not. So you're still under the 38.5. We played that. Brady, good job as always, man. Appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
Thanks, guys.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, a Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen. When the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback, it's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing I don't know if it's a documentary or actors are in it.
It's got to.
I think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show?
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter?
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why though?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing? And now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again, Brady Cannon, for joining us as he does Mondays and Thursdays with Monday night, Thursday night football. So the Dolphins do score. It's 28-9. I mean, I wouldn't get my hopes up, Dolphin fans, too much. 9.5 minutes left, but at least they showed a little life, I suppose. 19.5, but you got to lay the -2 to 1 on the Dolphins. I would never do that on a team that's shown by 19. And then the over-under is 42.5. So basically, we get one more touchdown. If so, the game goes over the original number and this number, Gabe.
You know what's wild is that the Pittsburgh Steelers have scored on 4 straight drives.
Right.
They haven't done that since 2018, which is pretty mind-blowing.
Really? 4?
That's
wild.
not
that many drives.
Yeah. I should say touchdowns, not to, so I don't feel touchdowns.
Okay.
So, yeah, they've scored touchdowns, right, on 4 straight drives. First time since 2018. Wow. So, pretty wild. Like, pretty big stuff. We got news from the college football world right now, too. Not a shock, and not official, but people close to the Longhorns. Chip Brown covers the Longhorns. Quarterback Arch Manning is set to return to Texas next year. So people are talking about Arch Manning in the NFL draft. And I guess we shouldn't be surprised because Archie Manning told us all this before the year started. He said, you're all talking about Arch in the NFL draft. He'll be the quarterback of Texas next year, not in the NFL. And I guess we should have listened all along.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is that, we've seen this with the Mannings kind of picking and choosing, with Peyton where he wants to go, right? Who could, and Eli, rather. Peyton too, threatening to not to come out. Who the Giants, the number one team could be, the New York Giants. And you got the Eli connection. And I really think the Giants should move on from Jackson Dart in that I just think he's an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, but he's not in the draft. So...
No, I know that, but he could, like, they could say, hey, if the Giants draft you, then maybe we go into the draft. Yeah, versus just an obscure team.
He's not worthy of being the number one pick of the draft, though.
No, probably not. Probably not at this point. But I'd be curious.
He's not ready for the NFL.
He's not ready. He's not worthy. He's not anything, right? But it's still a Manning, and I just wonder. Where
he would be drafted high. He would. Oh, I think top 5 still. I think teams. Like you said, I think teams would think of that. No, I think they would. I think what I mean. They see, especially a team that needs credibility with the last name and all that. I think Right. But I think that the Mannings are smart enough to know that he would get murdered and killed.
Right.
So, and it wouldn't be good for him. Like, he's not ready. I think if he went into the draft, Scott, he would go high just due to the fact of what we talked about earlier. I went over the people on the list. There's no quarterbacks jumping off the screen at anybody besides Mendoza. Ty Simpson's all right. You got Mendoza. I don't think Dante Moore's even going to be in the draft. Dante Moore's another one, guys. This is like his first year being a full starter. He's making money at Oregon. He doesn't have a financial interest to leave, right? And I don't think he's ready yet. So I think next year's quarterback class can be pretty good in the NFL, but this year's is pretty thin. But Mannings are smart, Scott. They're managing his career properly. But I do believe that they will. Like, I don't think he'd play for the Cleveland Browns. I think that there are I wouldn't be surprised if there's drama in the draft around Manning about where he wants to end up.
Yeah.
And the Saints are winning too much. The Saints keep winning. So I don't know if the Saints are going to be a rock bottom team. They don't appear to, they're not in tank mode. You shouldn't tank anyway, Scott, for anybody. Like Sam Darnold said it best. And once again, I guess we should have listened. When Sam Darnold was at USC, they asked him, they said, oh, yeah, NFL teams are tanking for you. What do you think about that? And he said, I wouldn't tank for me. He said, I think that's crazy, right? He was on. But you don't know, Scott, who's going to be good and who isn't. Like, you don't, see, what, you're going to tank for someone about one guy? I don't mind, all right, we're resetting we're going to, let's sort of tank to get good draft picks. But the whole 2 years thinking, oh, yeah, let's tank so we get this specific player in 2 years. That player could shred his knee. That player might not be good. There could be a lot of things that could happen between now and then. All you need to know, guys, last year at this time of the year, Quinn Ewers and Carson Beck were the top favorites to be the top pick in the draft. How'd that work out? Quinn Ewers went in the 7th round, and Carson Beck is a Miami Hurricane right now. Lenore Sellers is another one, Scott. Lenore Sellers would have been high in the draft. He's going back to South Carolina again for whatever reason. I don't know
These
why.
guys make so much money, Gabe. They make so much money.
No, but South Carolina doesn't have money, Scott.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. But I'm just saying, in general, these guys make so much money in college. It's not like all or nothing like it used to be. Hey, at least you stay in college, you're going to make $2-3 million. It's not
No,
the end
you're
of the
right.
world
But
if he won't stay another year.
Lenore Sellers is an interesting case because he got offered $5 million to leave South Carolina last year, and he didn't out of loyalty. He said, no, I like it here. I'm happy. I don't care about money. He said, I'm not playing college football for money. Everything will handle itself in my life. And he said, these are my brothers, and they believed in me, and I'm not going anywhere. It's like, okay, bro, but the team is terrible. No one will blame you for leaving, right? And he could have gone to the NFL, but supposedly he's staying with South Carolina for another year right now.
Yeah, he announced late last week or over the weekend. I read somewhere where he announced he was going back there.
Everyone else is transferring, Scott. Like basically today was a flurry of activity. Yeah. Dominic Raiola, Nebraska, he's leaving. I saw that, how like Raiola wants to be Mahomes so badly, like he's carbon copy of him, hairstyle, the way he looks, the way he dresses, the way he walks. Saw a great tweet yesterday. Someone said, oh man, Dominic Raiola is like hating life right now. Now he's got to tear his own ACL on purpose to be just like Mahomes. And Raiola did get hurt at the end of the year, but you're a Nebraska fan, so Raiola's leaving.
Disappointed. He wasn't any good, Gabe. I think a lot of most people will take like, oh, that stinks. He's leaving. That's not fair. Blah, blah, blah. I think a lot of it, not all, a lot of it is the coaches telling those players, listen, you can stay if you want to stay, but we're going to go recruit a quarterback. He didn't really show too much. So I don't know if that was the case with him, but I'm not disappointed he's leaving. I'm not. All right, back to the football today.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, a Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen. When the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback, it's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing like I don't know if it's a documentary or like actors are in it.
It's got to.
I think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show.
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter.
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why, though?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing? And now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Oof, I'll tell you what, it's amazing. You see some plays and guys just fall down, like, even Mahomes yesterday barely hit. Welcome back in game live. I think it was Waller for the Dolphins. He took a shot to his knees. His knee was planted. Oh, my goodness. His knee was planted, and some guy hit him from the side, Gabe, and he just walks up like it's no big deal. It's the strangest thing, right? Oof, that looks ugly.
Could catch up to him later. So after the game, thanks for the Dolphins for showing up now late, Scott? Like better, like seriously, it's unbelievable. HN, I think, just went over his number, guys. I think we just got there. We did. Better late than never. Yeah, it was 111 and a half. He just caught another pass. He got 57 rush yards and 61 receiving yards. So we get there. That's good because I went equal unit on that along with Miami, knowing I should note too, although a loss is a loss, but I had a free play basically on Miami. If I bet on them and I lost, I got my money back. Right. So, but I still bet on them again on a teaser, which is going to lose even if they score now, which is frustrating because it'll be close, but not close enough. Like, think if they score and they go for 2, which they will again, it'll be 28-17, and I got them at plus 10.5. I'm going to lose by half a point.
Wow.
If they score here.
Got 2 the last time. I was going to bring that up. It's 28 to 9. What's the difference, right? But, if you kick the extra point, it's an 18-point game.
Just make it 28-10 at the time. Just make it 28-10. I know. Yeah. Like, those teams have a tendency, they believe, well, we're down by multiple scores. We might as well. We're just going to go for 2, right? Even though it doesn't make sense or it doesn't really help at any point. Like, all right, you want to make it 17. You're not kicking a field goal now anyways, guys. Just make it, you know what I mean? Make it 28-10. Score again. When you got to go for 2, go for 2 after. But you called it. You knew they were going to do it. And I called it, and I said they won't be able to score twice in a row. And they didn't. I was like, they might score a touchdown, but they won't get the 2. Now suddenly, look at this. Now the Steelers have given up, and Tua's now like he's going to save Tua's numbers. He just threw another touchdown pass to Waller.
He went over his number. That's why I didn't play the 189. He went over? Son of a gun. So the game goes over 43. Damn.
Well, it's at 43 now. It's at 43 now. They're going to go for the 2 here.
That's right. You know what? I did buy the hook. My thing was Pittsburgh.
Me too. I got a hook here too. So let's see. All right, don't get this. I don't want you to get this now.
Yeah, I'll take the push on that one and just walk away with a straight play.
Oh, they dropped it. 2 actually threw the pass properly. It was dropped. This depends on when you bet it, what your number was, and people, the sharps will call you out for like never buying a half-point stuff, right? A real professional gambler will tell you, they'll never do that. In the long run, you're losing. And, I would never pay 10 cents or 15 cents for half a point. I will. Like, I've lost enough that, I've lost enough half point, this point. And even this, I'm going to lose the teaser here. But I actually have an under 45, Scott. I'm a big alt line guy. So I was looking. I'm like, I got the teaser already. I got the Dolphins. This is risky. So I was like, you know what? I got under 45 is only minus 138. I'll do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, 45 is kind of a key number, actually. So they're going to go for an onside kick here. I mean, I tell you, maybe if they get it, then we got drama here for real.
Really. But, there are certain over-under numbers that are key. And, 42, 40.
That was a weird, 42 and a half is a weird number, too. Yeah, 42 and a half. They're kind of telling you it's 45 or 41. There's no in between. It's kind of one of those nowhere land numbers.
I always buy the hook, Gabe, if it makes a loss turn into a push. I don't generally buy the hook if it turns a push into a win. Then it's not worth it for me. I'll just accept the fact it's a push. Let's say it's 43, right?
It's just common sense, though, guys. If a spread is 6.5, make it 7. If it's 2.5, make it 3. Like, it's not like. You know what I mean? I don't do it. You don't want to get crazy. Like, all right, the college basketball total is 147.5, and I'm going to buy a half point. That's dumb. That'll add up. Like in the long run, if you're betting a lot. But for these NFL games, the numbers are so damn sharp. All right, here's the onside kick. Oh my God!
They recovered it.
Pittsburgh, the first dude missed it, but Miami didn't get there in time. So.
Yeah.
It was actually a nice kick.
4 out of 44 this year. So 10%. All right. Whoa. Both coming up in the game live.
Super Bowl MVP, multiple Super Bowl chances there, a Super Bowl championship as they got it. Nick Sirianni said on the radio, no chance that Jalen Hurts is going to be benched. But by the way, Jalen Hurts didn't play the last 3 games. I think the Eagles would be 3-0 in those games, though. Just saying, Joe.
Oh, wow. How the mighty have fallen. When the Eagles fans turn on their quarterback, it's getting ugly in Philly, folks.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
They're doing a new show about a Japanese interpreter.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing like I don't know if it's a documentary or like actors are in it.
It's got
I think it's a drama.
It's a real show.
It's like a scripted show?
Yeah.
About a Japanese interpreter?
Yes.
I wonder who's getting paid for that.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
You're legendary. I'm legendary. And both of these guys love each other. Right? Cam Ward, they do. They work out. They work out. Legendary.
Go ahead.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
Shador Sanders.
Yep.
250 plus and 2 tutties each.
Amazing. That's nuts.
What? Why is it nuts?
Come on, that's crazy.
Why though?
Pro Football Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I think this is a very tough one. I haven't bet this because I still think it's that close. I would lean towards the sentiment of the voter body instead of the anointing of the new star. But at a certain point, the next 2 weeks, Drake May could be undeniable. It's really interesting market right for those two. And remember when Matthew Stafford wasn't going to play all year? Remember in August where he wasn't practicing and now he is number 2 for MVP. So go figure.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game day here on the grid. Oh, the feisty Dolphins not giving up. Down 13. They didn't recover the onside kick. They had an opportunity, but unfortunately, Adam Thielen, who was on the front line there, missed it so badly that it went just straight behind him to another guy. Whereas if it would have kind of ricocheted off him, it would have been like a loose ball, but it really wasn't. So Pittsburgh's got the ball. Dolphins have their 3 timeouts. They just used one. With 2 minutes and 21 seconds left, and then just used their second one now, actually 3rd and 6.
It's 3rd and 6. This is the play here. The Dolphins, the Dolphins haven't quit either. It's kind of gutless of them in an ironic way to say that because they haven't quit, but it seems like Tua is having more fun now than he was ever in the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he's out there, he's throwing the ball, there's no pressure. This is the big key. Why is Tua suddenly succeeding in the game? Pittsburgh aren't pressuring him. They're playing like a prevent defense, so he's just walking. He's running around out there playing pitch and catch. But Pittsburgh have really taken the pedal off the metal. You know, there's not quite enough time, but just like that, Miami are getting the ball back with 2:14 left. So we still have the 2-minute warning and all this. Like, our crew was like, all right, this game's about to end. And I told them, no, it isn't. Yeah. Like, we're nowhere near the end of this game. Like, we're nowhere near the end of this football game. And in fact, this game could go on for like another 20 minutes or something, to be honest. Like, Tua's laughing on the sidelines now. He's all fired up. Like, they're all, it's like, all right, you are down by 13. But if you could, if you score the touchdown, it would still go over the number on the teaser, but they would go for 2 again. And think, Scott, you talked about it, I talked about it. If they didn't go for 2 guys twice, it'd be down by 10 right now. Sorry, they'd be down by 11. It'd be 28-17, and it'd be right sort of in that. Yeah, exactly. But you keep going for 2 all the time, you put yourself in a worse position now. You need 2 touchdowns. Just, don't do it. Like these screw it. I don't care what some people on Twitter say and their analytics and, oh, you're an idiot if you don't think you should go for 2 all the time this time. And like, it just hurts more than it helps, guys. We do all these prime time games, Scott. How many times has it like, oh, yeah, I was really smart of them to go for 2 here, and it worked out for them? These teams always go for 2, and it always screws them. They're always playing from behind the 8 ball because they go for 2. They never get it. They never get the 2s.
And the difference here is that the field goal is no longer in play. That's the key to it all. It's not necessarily the score. Okay, you're going to be down.
You can even sell it too on the sideline. It's like, hey guys, we have the ball. We score a touchdown. We just need a field goal after onside kick, right?
Yeah.
It's that now. You need 2 touchdowns, right? It's different.
Yeah, and like if it's 4th and 10, right? Now you can kick a field goal if the field goal's still in play versus having to try and convert a 4th and 10. Or, you get in field goal range and you kick the field goal right away.
Hey, speaking of which,
outside kick.
Speaking of which, Dallas kicked a late field goal last night, right? People didn't bitch and cry about it because the point spread wasn't at stake, right? See, that's what I said last week about. It's not all about you, right? It's not about you, the better, right? Like teams are going to kick a field goal down and try to kick an onside kick after. That's what they do, right? And just because the point spread is what it is, and there was only 5 seconds left over when Carroll did it, but Carroll's also 74 years old, all right? And they're a terrible team. So, in his mind, he's like, well, I don't know, maybe, we got 1 second left and we throw a Hail Mary. Like, it wasn't about, everyone, investigate, investigate. It's, yeah. Yeah, because Pete Carroll's secretly betting at the Bellagio guys, right? That's why he kicked the field goal. Like, come on.
Yeah. 50 years in the NFL, and all of a sudden he's going to start gambling on his team, right?
No, he's an old man, and that's the old man playbook. In the same way we make fun of the new kid playbook and their dumb analytics, some of these old guys, they're set in their ways. Yeah, we kicked the field goal, and I thought we could get the onside kick back with 2 seconds left. You know what I mean? Like they're old, like they were taught that. They believe this. Yeah. It's never over till it's over. We weren't quitting on the game. We thought we had a chance.
Yeah. And here's Tua. We alluded to it, right? Right now, and he's going to tack on some more yards. He's 18 of 23 for 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. But I mean,
if you just looked at the box score, you think he had a Pro Bowl performance. You're like, man, Tua had a great game, huh? And in the cold, huh? And he'll look, in the cold, I was 18 to 23 for 2 touchdowns. What are you talking about? It's like, well, you sucked. Like, no, so deceptive.
Yeah. I just don't understand why Pittsburgh would take the foot off the pedal defensively. Why fall back? I know it's 28-3, but your defense is playing great. It's not a 1-score game or even a 2-score game. Why give the opposing team just any kind of mojo, any kind of good feel? Okay, let's throw a couple of passes, get settled in and get something going here. Why? You've been playing great defense the whole game. They're not going to lose, obviously, but I would think. But
prevent defenses prevent you from covering, as they say. It used to be prevent defense, prevent you from winning, right? Sam Weiss that was Sam Weiss's line, former Bengals coach. He didn't like to prevent defense. And I'm the same way. Just play the same game the whole damn way, Scott, to the end of the game. You know what I mean? If you're blitzing, you're playing aggressive all game. Like, it was pretty clear that if you guys got a pressure on Tua, that he was helpless. And he had no interest in doing anything besides just taking a knee and getting sacked and whatever. Right? But they all sort of started dropping back. And you know what? Darren Waller, Scott, looks like he couldn't be happier. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like, people talk about teams' records and all this stuff. These guys are playing for themselves, man. They're playing for money. They're playing for stats. They're playing for contracts. And, like, Waller is super happy after that second touchdown catch tonight.
Yeah.
We talked about it the other night with Kyle Pitts. Yeah, Kyle Pitts, the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, whatever. Their season sucked. Kyle Pitts guy's going into a contract year, just had 3 touchdowns on national television. It was a good night for him, whether the season sucked or not. Like, he's a happy guy right now.
And I'm guessing Waller signed a 1-year deal. I don't think that was a 2-year deal. And he's had a pretty good year, all things considered.
Exactly. You're right. So now it shows, all right, he can play still if he wants to. You know what I mean? Like, because Waller can play, he's kind of crazy in real life.
Yeah.
That marriage to Kelsey Plum messed him up good.
Yeah. Marriage will.
I'm not blaming her for it. I'm just stating, like, I think it was more her realizing this guy's kind of out there. Like, it's pretty crazy. I thought he was doing, like, close to suicide videos type thing, though, like, at one point. Like, the deep, dark depression. No, he was doing weird videos. He was rapping, writing, like, really bad stuff about his marriage to Kelsey Plum and stuff. He was married to the WNBA star Kelsey Plum. Las Vegas. They were both in Las Vegas at the same time and stuff. And, it blew up. And he quit football. He was like, I don't want to play. I never liked football. Like he actually said, I never liked it. I kind of played for money, right? And I guess now that he needs money, he's like, no, I love the game,
yeah. I was just kidding.
It's like basketball, guys. Like, if you're a baseball player, you love the game. Like, you have to put so much work into it. There's no, if you're a hockey player, it's the same thing. Like, guys in the NHL love hockey. Like, they played hockey since they were 2. And they could tell you, when I was 4, I scored 6 goals. When I was 8, I was in this league. Like, dude, guys in the NBA, there's a lot of guys. They're in the NBA because they're 7 feet tall. Point blank.
Yeah.
They don't like it. Like, you'll notice, like, there's a lot of, like, miserable-looking tall dudes in the NBA at the end of the bench. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not happy. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't really even like this. I'm just here. Like, there's a lot of guys in the NFL like that. I knew a pro player. I asked him once for picks once. I said, hey, what do you think of the games this weekend? He goes, I don't watch football. I don't even like football. He goes, he was a fullback. He goes, dude, I block for people. They tell me who to run over, what number to run over before on the play, and that's what I do. He goes, I don't even like this stuff. he goes, all my teammates are dumb. He goes, they're nice guys, but this guy was like an engineer, Scott, smart guy. He was like, they're all jarheads. He goes, I hate it. Like, he was telling me how he hates it. Like, they're not happy. Like, a lot of guys, they play it because they're good at it. Doesn't mean you love it. You know what I mean? You can be good at something without loving it.
The Dolphins are not good at the last minute.
I guess we should wrap it up here. This is it. The game's done.
We go. That's it. 28-15.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're
Done.
On a second. The next part. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on the grid.
See you later.